Welcome in, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear me, please. How everybody doing? Can everybody see and hear me? Okay. How y'all doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Blue Lotus Vibes by Janita McLean. First of all, I'm going to go through the chat and welcome in everybody. Thank you, Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. Jan Doe. Craftable Things. Hey, how you doing? Joshua. You Learn with Robert. Crafty Leo. Swoop Swoop. Butter Roll. Thank y'all all for coming in. I appreciate y'all. Ruthie This and That. Thank you. The Educated Natural. Jamia. Can't Stop Walking. You know the rest, but love mowing and cruising. Unbiased LLC. Thank you for coming in, Queen. Liz B. Journey. Tamika Davis. Deborah Garrett. My Renaissance Mom. Never seen you before, Jaden 0428. Thank you for coming in. Just trying to make sure I go down the list and get everybody. And then I'm going to describe to you everything that I basically do on my channel and give you a small demonstration of what I do on my channel. If anybody else has came in the chat, I have a moderator in the chat. So if I did not see you, my moderator will make sure that she greets you as much as she can. Hey, Yaya Best Life. Always Tam Tam. And of course, Drea. Beautiful, beautiful Drea. I appreciate you, baby. You did a wonderful, wonderful, excellent job. Thank you for passing the mic on. Okay, my name is Janita McLean, and I am Blue Lotus Vibes. Here, I do a lot of designing. A lot of people say they craft, but I do a lot of designing. And in the morning, I like to say good morning because I'm an early riser. I get up like 2, 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. So I will do also like inspiration in the morning. A lot of times I will read a scripture. I will break the scripture down. And then I want to share. So I will put it in a video so that you can also share, in the word and learn a few things because you're never too old to learn and you should learn something new every day. Like I said, and my slogan is idealistic, imagination is limitless. So anything we put our mind together, anything we do and we imagine and we design, we can put it together. I also make business cards. I'm going to show y'all a few things I have done. That's a business card that I have put on metal. It's called sublimation, and I'm going to break down and tell you exactly what sublimation is. And as you can see, I put it on the front as well as on the back. I also have done my own tags for my clothes that you can put on shirts. This also is sublimated. Now, sublimation is when you take a regular printer, let's say an Epson printer, and instead of using the ink that comes with it, you put sublimation ink in. But in putting sublimation ink in, then this is the kind I use. You can only use sublimation. You cannot go back and use the regular ink that came with it. Now, in using sublimation ink, you also have to use the paper, and this is sublimation paper as well. It comes in different sizes. I choose to use 8x5 by 14, and on here you will see I also printed something already. This is a part of my Faith Inspiration collection, so I am going to do one demonstration for you. I do keychains. I do tumblers. Tumblers is my best seller. I love to make tumblers, so I'm going to show you a few of my tumblers that I have made. This one says, Queens make boss moves in silence. And on the back, it says, chestnut checkers. I also made an inspiration from a famous designer. I won't say the name. but y'all can see it and read on it what it says. And I just sublimated. All of these are regular tumblers, and it has to be the kind that you can sublimate pictures onto. You can't just get a regular tumbler and say I'm going to sublimate on it. And this also is another picture, and I got this from Creative Fabrica, and I sublimated on it. I also made a sweatshirt. If you want to ever find any of my tutorials, they're all going to be listed on my YouTube channel. Also, I have done a couple of cups and mugs. This is a mug I did on my last Hype-A-Thon. And I'm going to show you the shirt to it if you cannot see what's actually on here. But this is a part of my melon collection. And also I make clear tumblers, and I design them. This is also a part of my new Inspirational Faith collection. And on here it says beauty. I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. Well, I think I did it backwards. But on here it says beauty. Now, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to put rhinestones on it or not, but I think by that vinyl being so pretty, I decided not to. Now, one time I had came up on the live and I actually had a giveaway. So I'm going to reveal to you one of the tumblers that I did do. And this is for someone that is actually here. And this is the Educated Natural. I actually designed the tumbler for her. And at the top, I'm not going to open it and touch it because I have put the plastic on here. But on here is for the Educated Natural. And as you can see, I don't know if you can or not, but across here going all the way around the band, I have put her name on here, The Educated Natural. Now, this is just one of the tumblers that she won. The other one I have not designed, but that is going to go on. Well, I designed it, but I have not put it on the actual cup yet. These are called glass tumblers that you can also sublimate on them. And what I am going to do is put on the design that me and her have agreed to. And I'm going to pull this out and show you what it is. This is a glass bamboo top tumbler. And on here, you can also sublimate on bamboo because I have tried it. And in sublimating on bamboo, this is what you get, pretty design like this. Making sure y'all can see it. So I don't do just cups and I don't do just shirts, but I am going to show you a lot of my designs that I have made as far as my shirts. My favorite here lately has been puff vinyl. And I'm going to show you a couple of designs like that. And another one of my favorite has become the brick vinyl. Now, brick vinyl is kind of thicker than your regular vinyl that you would put on your shirt. But in using it, you don't have to have that much heat to it. And it comes out and makes a pretty design. And what I did was I put my logo on here. And all of this is brick vinyl. Making sure y'all can see it. All of this is brick vinyl. And putting the brick vinyl on here, it's a lot thicker than your regular vinyl. I'm going to also show you rhinestone. Now, this is a face mask because I still do wear face masks. I don't know who all do. But I designed this, and this is your regular Leo symbol on it. And I'm just going through and I'm going to show you a lot of shirts that I have done. Now, just recently, I have acquired another child. And when I mean child, it's a puppy. So what I did was I put him on the shirt. And this is called DTF. And what I did was the DTF hack. I'm going to break that down for you. So if anybody have any questions in the chat, let me know. And I can definitely answer to them. I'm going to show you a part of my melon collection. And some of it I have not finished, but I will show you as I go along. This one I did in my last Hype-A-Thon. And this was the image that I did, and this is DTF hat. And this is the same thing that's on the mug. And then in doing that on a white shirt, I felt like I wanted to do it on a black shirt. So when I said vinyl, this is what vinyl I used. I used a glitter vinyl, and on the glitter vinyl, there is sublimation as well. And it says Black 365. That is a part of my melon collection. I also have another shirt that I have added to my melon collection. So I do have a video up of my melon collection. And as I continue to think and get more pieces, I will continue to incorporate them in my melon collection. This is the latest one that I have made. And what I did was I found this design and I purchased this design. And in purchasing the design, it came as an SUV. SVG, I apologize. SVG is when you can take and put it in a machine. And what I like to use a lot is either Cricut or Silhouette. And then putting in my Cricut, I was able to take the pieces of the hair because the hair did not come like this. And what I did was I went in and I actually changed each and every color because I wanted it to be similar to the other shirt that I had already made. And what is under here, I'm going to pull this light out some so y'all can see. This is called your glitter vinyl. And if you move it a certain way, you can see that it shimmers. And right on top of it is that ink that I showed you. This is sublimation ink. But I am not totally finished with this. I also have recently started a website, and it is under Spread Shop. So if you wanted to purchase that shirt, you could go on my Spread Shop, and that is pinned in my community section on my page, and you will be able to purchase that shirt. You can put it on a tumbler. It comes on an apron. It comes on a water bottle. It comes on different colors as far as shirts, so you do not have to get it in that shirt if you would like. And they are having a sale at this time. Now, I'm going to show you some of my rhinestone designs, but I have tons and tons of rhinestone designs. Let me check the chat and make sure y'all have not asked me any questions because I know I'm on a roll. So let me slow down and give y'all a minute. I'm just looking to the side, y'all, because I have my tablet right here. Anybody else came in? African Dreaming, thank you for coming in. Design with Emma, thank you for coming in. Miss Patty. Butter Roll Boutique, thank you for coming in. I'm just making sure I don't miss anybody. I bring it every day. Thank you for coming in. Now, this is one of the designs. What I did was I found this on what is called Creative Fabrica. That is a website. And this was actually a SVG. I need to find something so I can really show you what an SVG. Okay, let me pull this up. Y'all got to give me a minute because I move kind of slow. And it's kind of hard for me to get up. So give me 1 minute because I really want to show y'all what vinyl is. Okay, this is vinyl. Vinyl is at the top of this shirt, but this is also DTF hat. And like I said, I'm going to break this down for you and really show you what it is. But on here, it's actually vinyl. And what I did was instead of taking and just leaving it as vinyl, I chose to break it and put it in what is called silhouette. And then putting in silhouette, I was able to break it up and put it in a design and put it as a rhinestone design instead of just an SVG design. I'm going to show you another rhinestone design. This is one of my favorite. Is Wake, Pray, and Slay. And all of this is rhinestone. I'm trying to move it side by side. Now in rhinestones, there is Baby's Booty. I don't know how many people might be familiar with her. Crafty, if you have a chance, can you drop Miss E's channel in the chat, please? But she sells rhinestones. And what I like to do is I like to get a lot of the rhinestones, and these are called your SS10s. They also have SS6, but in using rhinestones, you have to make sure it is the kind that has the glue on the back. If you can look right here, you see a gray look to it. That is what is called adhesive. And that is what you would use in trying to stick it to a shirt. Because if you don't, and you use the regular rhinestones, and I'm going to show you those. Regular rhinestones, although they have a silver backing to them, these will not stick unless you use a resin or you use some type of adhesive. What I like to use is the Best Unis resin, or if I use E6000, and I'm going to show you what that is also. This is E6000 that you would actually take and stick to the back of this in order to make it stick. I don't suggest you put it on shirts because it will come off in a wash. Like say you want to do a cup. These type of rhinestones will be the best thing for you to do to put on a cup. But you're not limited because there also are pearl rhinestones that you can use to put on a cup. You also can use those rhinestones that I did show you as well. Okay, somebody said I want a chinchilla. No, African Dream, I am not making you a chinchilla tumbler with a squirrel hoodie and some Crocs. No, we do not do that over here, honey. No, we do not do that. If you look in the chat, you will see that she included the Best Uni for her resin. And also, was you able to find the baby's booty for her rhinestones? I'm looking around, y'all, because I actually have a cart that's right here that I use a lot of my supplies on. But in using the E6000 or even the resin, you will get what is called an applicator dispense bottle. And you will put it in here. And this precision tip actually helps you out a lot when you want to actually take and dab a little bit of it and put the rhinestones on. Look for a tutorial on that. That'll be coming soon. But I'm trying to find the Best Unis resin so I can show you what it looks like. Now give me a minute. I'm knocking things over. Okay. This is the Best Unis resin. Like I was saying, I also use this. And you would put this in a precision bottle, like I was saying. You will put a little bit on your cup, whatever you want to do. Like if, say, you wanted to take and cover up this word beauty and you wanted to actually use the rhinestones, then you will put a little bit at a time on the actual vinyl. And then you will put the rhinestones on top of that. Now, I showed y'all that. It was something else I wanted to show y'all. The DTF hack. Let me show you about the DTF hack. Now, in doing the DTF hack, you are using sublimation ink. The same ink I told you that you have to put inside of the printer. But in order to get that, you also have to have the film. Now, the film comes in different sizes. I choose to use the 8.5 by 11. And on here, if you see, it actually tells you what side goes in and will actually be printed on and what side is not. Now, when it comes to a DTF hack, they actually do have DTF printers that has a lot of maintenance and different things. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from that, but I enjoy doing the DTF hack. And right here on the bottom of this shirt is the DTF hack. And then doing the DTF hack, it still feels soft. It still feels smooth. Let me show you my shirt. This is also the DTF hack. And it feels smooth. It's not hard. It's not rough to the touch. But in doing the DTF hack, This says the printed side. So what I actually do is I take tape. I use painter's tape. And what I do is I actually pull off a piece. It will go on the back of here because this paper is so thin. And by the paper being thin, I want it to be able to fit in my printer like my regular normal sublimation print would do. I'm going to show you. This is very thin if you can see it. You can see through it. So in doing the DTF hack, you want to make sure that it doesn't jam up your printer. So in doing that, what I do is I take some tape off. And I measure and I go straight across. And you want to make sure in doing that you measure it just right because you don't want it to stick. So I take my scissors. I cut across. And I would actually stick this. But I wouldn't stick it on the print side. You would flip it over. And you would put it on the back. And right here, when you put it on the back, it can be right here. It can be totally at the bottom. It doesn't matter. Now, in doing that, you will put this part right here. If you have a printer that faces forward to you and your work actually comes out instead of it going this way, then you will put it in this way. If your printer faces the other way, then you will make sure this side is facing you when you put it in. Now, when it comes out, there's also another process to that. And in doing that process, it is called the powder that you have to have. Now, I'm going to show you the powder that I got from Amazon for it. And I kind of keep it in a bag because you don't want this powder to be all over the house because it will create a big mess. But I kept the powder kind of taped up in a bag. And I always leave it in this big bag and I keep that taped up. So what you're going to do is you're going to shake out just a little bit because you don't want too much. And then shaking out a little bit, you will put it in a container. So what I chose is I chose to put it in this container. And you're going to keep putting it under and make sure it's fully coated. When it is fully coated, then you're going to put it under your heat press. Now, in putting it under your heat press, you're going to have your heat press to hover over it and not necessarily stick it down on it because it's going to stick to your heat press and then your heat press is going to be messed up on the top part. Now, the temperature I normally like to do is maybe like 360 to maybe 375, but not really higher than that because I just want it to cure. If you have a good heat press, and I have a 15 by 15, if you have a good heat press, then you hovering over it, it normally will come out quicker. And then doing the DTF, it should come out clean. When it comes out clean, you will have no residue. You will have nothing on there but just your design, just what you made. It won't look ate up or anything. Now, you want to maybe do it at the most. I normally do mine, I want to say about 10, 15 minutes, not too long. Because sometimes when it bakes, it really intends to get messed up. Now, let me check the chat, make sure y'all not telling me something. And I am not hearing you or seeing you. Welcome in, Auntie Ella. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Shandy, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. The Word. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody has any questions so far? Before I do my demonstration, I'm going to show you a couple of more things before we actually do anything else. I also do pillows, and this is also sublimation. This is one of my first pillows I did, and what I have on here is just a couple of ladies that I found actually on Etsy that I purchased myself. And on here, I actually put my own letters on here, and it says Diva. I can't bring the lamp shade up here because it's actually on the lamp. But what I did was I put those women. I found a shade on, I think it was Amazon, where you can actually take and supplement on it. So what I did was I supplemented the women completely around the lampshade as well. And I have a couple of tutorials on my actual page of where I actually did these women. And I did this pillow for Christmas. And all of these women are supplemented. And all of these designs, I found these in Etsy as well. These I found in Creative Fabrica. And I actually took the time and cut them out. Now these squares were 4 by 7.5. So I actually had to take my time and make sure that they fit on there. And when you do these also, you have to use what is called butcher paper. Butcher paper, you can find butcher paper online. I actually went to Michael's and found this butcher paper, but they come on rolls. Some come in small, I want to say small, like little packs, like the pack I showed you with the DTF film. They come in there, and what you would do is you would actually take and open up that pillowcase. I'm going to show you one that I started. I did one of these on my live, and I didn't finish it because I was just using it as an example. But what you would do is you would actually take and unzip this. Thank you, Craftable Things. I appreciate you. And you would actually take and stick that paper in here because you don't want your heat press, the bottom or the top, to get the ink on it because the ink really will stain. You want it to adhere to your actual item that you are working on and not anything else. Another thing I use to protect my plate is called Teflon sheets. You can find these on any website, Amazon. You can find, I want to say Michael's, but a lot of your places that does sell vinyl, you will find these at. And you want to put that on top of that to, like again, I said, to protect your plate. Now, in doing all of that, I also like to supplement on different items. This is also a part of my Faith Inspiration collection. And this is Beautiful from Ashes. And it has the lady on here. But I also had a shirt. And I'm going to also incorporate a pillowcase, a mug, a tumbler, and 2 hats. So look out for me to show the whole complete collection. But I am not finished yet. But this is the shirt. And on this shirt is actually the DTF hack that I was telling you about. So you want your shirts to come out clean. And this was also found on Etsy, or was it? No, it was found on Creative Fabrica. Also, I have another shirt that I'm going to also incorporate in my Faith collection. And what this says is, try God, not my patience. And it has a lady on here. And I found this lady on Etsy. But what I did is, if you look real closely, you will see that I also incorporated the glitter vinyl that I was telling you about. And I put the lady, which is supplemented, on top of this item. And I couldn't stop there because, like I said, I wanted to be a whole collection. I also made a face mask that goes with it. So far I had the socks, I had the face mask, I had the shirt. Like I said, I'm going to make a mug. I'm going to make a supplemented tumbler, like the tumblers I showed you. And I'm also going to do 2 hats. I'm going to do a bucket hat, and I'm going to do a regular cap that you just put on your head. Now, what I'm going to show you is a demonstration of how you will supplement on an item. And instead of using my big heat press, I'm going to show you right here on what is called the Cricut Mini. And his name is Arthur. I have tags on my items and their name on it. But this is Arthur, my mini Cricut. And what you would do is you would get this mini Cricut, and what it does is it actually comes with a holder to it. So you would put this in here because you don't want it to get on any surface, because believe it or not, this is extremely hot. I almost burnt myself with it. So you have to be real careful. But if you look at here, you would take and touch this, and you just hold it till it cuts on. Sometimes I have to release it and it come back on. Okay, Arthur's trying to show out tonight, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse Arthur. Give me 1 minute. Okay, there's Arthur. Now you want to act right. Okay, I'm trying to hide it so y'all can see a little bit. I normally like to put it on the last notch, and then putting it on the last notch, it makes it extremely hot. So it's hot enough to me to supplement on. Now, what I'm going to show you is the design and what I'm going to put on what is called a lanyard. Like you have your little key chain. I already started by putting the word trust on here. If you can see it, let me cut this light down some so you can see. I put the word trust on there already. And I got it on there again on that side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the little circle that goes with it. I'm going to take and put something on there, and I'm just going to show you the design. Now, in using this, you have to make sure you look for the plastic that comes on here, because each side is coated, and it's coated especially for you to use it for sublimation. Now, you can use it for anything you would like, but it is basically used for sublimation. And a lot of times you will find a lot of these items right on Amazon. Now, see, I'm going to take and pluck this. I'm trying to show y'all so y'all can see. You see the plastic coming off here? You always want to check and make sure that you take the extra plastic. As you can see, I'm pulling the plastic off. Okay. And it's on both sides. So when you do this, you need to make sure you check and make sure you take all of the outside off of it. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody asking me anything? Because I want to make sure I don't miss anything for anybody. Wanted to swing by. Okay. Thank you, Auntie Ella. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the coating off the other side as well. And what this is called is a picking tool. Now, Cricut does have picking tools, but this one right here is a pen. So if you look real close, you can see that it's a point. It's just like a pen. And I like this because it's easier, like when you're weeding out vinyl for shirts, it makes it easier for you to do. Okay. Now, what I normally like to do also is I have a rag. You want to have a microfiber rag when you deal with anything. Like if you're going to do the tumblers, you would take and wipe it off real good. And what I normally like to do is put mine in what is called a holder. So as I'm designing the cup, I will put it in this holder, and it keeps me from actually touching it. So in not touching it, it keeps the marks off of it, because when you sublimate on it and you don't do it correctly, you will see the smudges on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and wipe this off real good on one side. I'm going to find my butcher paper that I did have out and ready for it. Okay, here we go. No, we're not. Trying to find my butcher paper, y'all. Excuse me. So I don't keep touching it. I want to have my butcher paper ready. Here we go. Now I'm going to take and put this butcher paper up under it, and I'm going to bring y'all down so y'all can see. Okay. Now, I have this nice and hot. Like you see, it's ready to go. It's on the green. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see me. Can y'all see me? Please put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see me, because I want to make sure y'all can see how I'm doing this. Can everybody see? Or do I need to move you back? Let me move y'all back some so you can see. I normally have my second camera set up, but I didn't set that up today. Okay. Now, let me see if y'all can see. Can y'all see now? Okay, now. All right. Okay, now I got to remember where I put my thing at. Did I take and roll it out? Okay, here we go. I still got it in the rag. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the paper down, the butcher paper down. I'm going to take and drop it right on there, hopefully. No. Everybody want to show out tonight, y'all. Okay, let's take and wipe this again. All right, I'm going to drop it right on there. Wipe it off real good. Okay, now, what I did with this design is circles. If you see these circles right here, I actually had to take what is called a measuring tape, something simple. And what I did was I went across it. I measured from this hole right here straight down. Now, I didn't want it to hang off the edge, so what I did was I came back up and I said, you know what, let me do this like this. So I put it at maybe like 1/2. And what I did was my design that I showed you earlier on the shirt, I took it down to actually put it in a circle. Now, all of this I did in what is called silhouette. So I'm going to take my scissors, and this is sublimation. And I'm going to cut that circle. And then I'm going to show you what I also do to make sure that it does not move. And that is called heater's tape. So we're going to cut our circles. And I have one for each side, as you can see. We're going to cut, and then I'm going to show you how you take and you make sure that you have it basically measured upright. So when you put it on here, it will match up. So what I basically is I do like this. I pull it up, and you want to take, and let's say you facing this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide it in just like that. And I'm going to make sure the hole is up there. So everything fits, as you can see. And what I did was I went a little larger so that you will have it where it's right at the edge. So it won't move. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. And this is called your electric tape. Your heat tape. I apologize. This is your heat tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put some right here, like this. And I'm going to wrap it around because I don't want it to move. I'm going to put it on this side as well. Now, when you're doing sublimation, I could easily just take and do it like that. But that wouldn't make sense to do that. You know why? Because you have to make sure the heat will go directly on your sublimated thing. So in doing shirts and doing cups or anything, you want to make sure that you have that direct heat to go right on that sublimated item. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and fold this paper over. So I'm folding this paper over. I'm going to also protect this plate and keep this plate from getting messed up. I'm going to do just like that. I'm going to also put on here my Teflon sheet. And we're going to actually sit this right on top of it. Once everybody act right. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to let this sit. Now, normally people take and count. Some people take and do a counter. And what I do is I just take and move it across. And at your own discretion, when you're using something like this, you want to take and time it. What time do you feel that you need to do as far as sublimation? Because normally when you do shirts for sublimation, I go from anywhere to 380 or maybe 375 to 400 on sublimation. So, and I want to say about maybe 40 seconds. So you really have to just take your time. But like I said, Arthur right here is extremely hot. So you want to take your time and you don't want to burn your fingers. So I'm going to gently keep moving across here. And I'm trying to just give it some time so it can adhere to the sublimated coated area. And just keep moving it back and forward. And then doing this, you're trying to distribute all of the heat onto the item. Now I'm going to sit Arthur back down because I definitely don't want to burn anything. Another thing you want to have in dealing with sublimation, this is what is called heat gloves. Because if you pull that off and you don't have on any gloves or anything to protect your hands, oh, you will feel the burn, baby. Trust me. Been there, done that. You will definitely feel the burn. So I'm going to take and put that on. I'm going to move this out the way. And let's see if this has a hair. Or do I need to go longer? Nope. Okay. I didn't put the other glove on. So I'm going to cheat y'all. I'm going to just hold this so y'all can see this. So I'm just going to take and pull this off. And as I pull this off. Okay, we're not too hot. Okay, now, you will know when you did a good job because you will come out with paper like this. A lot of your design will adhere to whatever item. And this is how our item looks. Can everybody see that? I'm trying to make sure y'all can all see this. And we're going to do the other side just like this. Hey, Keisha Carmody, thank you for coming in. We're going to cut the other one and put it on the other side. And then I'm going to actually do the lanyard that I showed you that actually comes with it. Okay, so we're going to cut this one down and we're going to line this up the same way. I need to get my rag and wipe it off because remember, we touched this. And a lot of times when I'm working with items, I'm going to show you what I also do. Because sometimes I have a little issue or problem with my hands. So what I actually do is I do take my heat tape. And then using my heat tape to keep it from moving while I'm trying to work on it. I actually take and tape it down to keep it from moving. And I take and wipe it off. And once I finish cutting, then I'm going to take that off. So that way I don't have to keep wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping. So every now and then you got to do a little cheat, you know. Put something together. Something that's going to help you out. And we're just going to cut around our design. Kind of go close as you can to the design without cutting the design. Now, a lot of people, when they do work with sublimation and they are doing designs, they like to use the Cricut or the Silhouette. But I just like to use good old scissors. Good old pair of scissors. And just go around and cut. It kind of take you back to, you know, kindergarten. When you had those scissors and this teacher taught you how to cut up your paper in a good way. And here go our design right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and flip this over. Kind of match it up the same way I did the first one. Pull up the paper. And I haven't touched the front yet. And I'm just going to make sure we are lined up. We pretty much lined up. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take and slip this off. And I'm going to take and do the same way I did with the other one. And that's take and put this down like this. Make sure that's lined up. Take and go in here like this. And take and match it up the same way. And the tape's going to go right over it. So we pretty much lined up. We're going to go straight down. We're going to take our same paper because nothing is on here. Now, if this design had came out on this paper, which is my blowout paper, you would have had to throw that away. But being that we did not have that design to come out on that paper, we're going to use the same paper. We're going to take our Teflon sheet again. We're going to take and spread it out. And we're going to get good old Arthur, and we're going to go across it again. And like I said, you want to just take your time, and you can rub over it. You can keep it still. However you choose to do it, whichever one works for you. And like I said, you want to take your time and count down in your head. You can get your Alexa to count down for you, whichever one works for you. And basically, you know, while I'm talking to you, I'm kind of counting down so I kind of know pretty much whether we're going to be good to go or not. Because we don't want it to look ate up or ugly. We want it to be just right. Because, I mean, this is going to be a part of the collection, so you definitely don't want it to look ugly. So we finished rubbing that out. We're going to put Arthur back. And let's see what we got. Now, this is extremely hot. I can feel it. So I'm going to not play with this time. And I'm going to go ahead and put this other glove on because I feel like I really need it. And we're going to take and move this off. And voila. Now we on both sides. Now they actually have the actual, they will call it hardware. They actually have the hardware wherein you can use to attach this to this, or you could just take and clip it on. But what I normally like to do, because I do have problems with my hands, is I just like to clip it on, or I'd like to get somebody to actually clip it on for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and clip this on for you so you can see how it hangs on the actual key ring, if I can. Anybody have any questions in the chat for me? You say your sister loves these items. Things like, okay, I'm trying to read what you said. Okay, that would be wonderful, Drea Lachey. Okay, and after you clip it on, this is what it's going to come out like. Now, being that I bought these, when I bought these, I had no idea that they were going to be like flip-flop. But I normally take and buy the ones that's straight because it's easy to supplement on. But when you have difficult items like this, like I said, it's best if you use like a little mini Cricut because it's easy for you to control. And with a big heat press, it's certain things that you cannot put on there. Like you wouldn't put this on here because by the temperature being 380, it would definitely melt it. And you definitely don't want to put this on your heat press because this will be extremely hot and probably will burn your hands. So we definitely don't want to do that. But what I'm going to do is actually where we have the word trust at, I'm going to actually put the word faith either down here. I'm thinking about right here. So I'm going to take and turn this around like it should be. And another thing, when you work with anything, whether you're using vinyl, sublimation, DTF hack, whichever one, when you have an item that's been sitting around, it came out of a store, it came out of plastic, you want to always take the moisture out of it before you work on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply take Arthur and go over it right in the area where I'm going to work at. And you do this for a few seconds. You don't have to do it too long. Just going to go straight over it like that. And I'm going to show you the words that I actually already pre-printed before I started. And this word is faith and hope. So I've cut out enough so I told you by being flip-flop, I can actually put it on, you know, either side of it. So I'm going to take and cut out hope. And you want to make sure, like I said before, you always want to take a measuring tape like I showed you, and you take your time and you measure out. Because if you don't, it won't come out right. You can't just say, oh, that's what I want to put on there. You always take your measurements. And when you measure, you want to measure more than one time. I know from trial and error. I got a trash can behind me, y'all, so excuse me. I'm trying to put my trash in there. Okay. So I'm going to just cut as close as I can to the word hope without cutting my design. And in doing that, it's going to kind of line it up for when I need to put it on here. So the word hope, and that's another thing. When you're working with sublimation, it's going to look like it's backwards. You want it to be backwards because you actually going to put it on here. So when you sublimate it and you take it off, it should read right. Let me make sure I'm right in putting this down because I don't want to mess up myself. There we go. So being that you did do it backwards, when you look at it, actually it should read right to the person that is actually looking at it. So what I'm going to do here again is I'm going to line it up. And as you can see, it actually fits completely perfect because I made sure that I had already previously measured it out. I'm going to take that tape that I showed you before again, and that is your heat tape. You cannot use regular tape. The reason why I say you cannot use regular tape is because of the adhesive that's on the tape. It will stick to what other item you are trying to put this on, and you definitely do not want that. Now, the trick that I showed y'all earlier about actually sticking the item that I'm using onto my paper, being that I'm using this lanyard, I am going to stick this right here to my paper so it will not move. And I make sure that all of the word will be adhere to the lanyard as I'm moving the heat element across it. So we're going to take and do like this. I'm going to take and fold this down like this. Move all of this out the way. And we're going to take and put our Teflon sheet back down on it again. And we're going to take Arthur across here. Now, what I always try to do is because I have so much going on where I actually have like the paper and the paper being thick, I also try to make sure I kind of feel it out so I know how far I need to go. And that's basically right here. And I have it to about right here. So basically, I try to make sure I kind of block that off. So I make sure that I'm getting that whole entire area. Let me check it again. Yeah, paper stop about right here. So we're going to actually put that right there so I know that that's where my words stop at. And then doing that, I'm able to make sure that I will complete the whole entire design by using this because it's different with a heat press. When you use a heat press, you actually know, okay, I'm putting a whole item up under the heat press. But by you using this, and this is like an iron, you have to also make sure that you are going right across that ink because you want the ink, like I said, to soak into the item that you are using. Thank you, Toy, for coming in. I appreciate you. Tamika Davis, thank you for coming in. Anybody have any questions? Let me know. Hey, I'm biased. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Jake's Farm, thank you. Shrimp from Within, I appreciate you coming in. 37 people in the chat. I greatly appreciate y'all today. Has everybody been enjoying the Hype-A-Thon? I'm talking to you, but I'm constantly going across this because I'm trying to make sure that I give this enough time to adhere. Has everybody been enjoying the Hype-A-Thon? Everybody so far been following everybody, liking, comments, subscribing, because we on this journey together, y'all. We gotta pitch in there and make sure everybody wins. How about that? Everybody gotta grow. Let's grow together. I'm going to go across this one more time. And then we're going to pull this up and see how our word worked out. Our word is hope. So let's hope. Let's hope this worked out. Because like I said, I normally do this on a heat press. But every now and then you got to pull out little Arthur and see how Arthur will work out. We're going to move that off. We're going to put this over here. Everybody got their fingers crossed in the chat, hopefully. That Arthur did a good job. Everybody think Arthur did a good job? Let me put a one in the chat. Y'all think Arthur did a good job and it's going to come out pretty. Okay, I don't see no ones. I guess nobody want to see how Arthur did. Yes, no, maybe so. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I see one chat. Okay, Dre, you been asleep all day. Okay, I got a one. I got 2 ones, 3, 4. Okay. We're going to go ahead and peel it off. We're going to kind of put this tape to the side because this is the same tape I'm going to use for another word. We're going to take and pull that one off. And let's hope. Let's hope it came out good. Ta-da. What y'all think? Y'all think it came out good? And you were just taking, like I said, you were taking your time and go around it. And as you continue to go around it, you can put on it whatever you want to. But it has to be a sublimated item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the inside. And I'm going to put hope right here one more time for y'all. Y'all want to see me do that one more time? Yes, no, maybe so. I have the word faith. I'm going to put the word faith in there. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Welcome in, Golden Girl. Welcome in, Miss Tracy. We're going to do the word faith. How about that? We're going to see how faith work out for us. Everybody got faith that it's going to come out right? Or it's going to be messed up. Another thing we're working with sublimation, if you do not use the proper ink, if you do not make sure it's adhered wonderfully and good, you will get what is called ghosting. I'm going to show you an item. I got to think of what I have that's got ghosting on it so you will know. Ghosting is when it does not properly adhere to it. It will look faded. And when you're dealing with trying to sell something to someone, here go the word faith, like I said, it's written backwards. So you will make sure that when you put it down, you put it right down where you need to. Always take and flip it up and line it up properly. So when you're putting it on there, it should come out perfect. So I'm going to put that down like that. Remember, we used our cheap tape. Again, you're going to take and go right across this way. I'll take another piece and I'm going to go across this way. Then I'm going to take 2 pieces and go across here. Always want to make sure it lines up good. Anybody have any questions they want to ask in the chat while we're working on this? The floor is yours. It's open. I'm listening. Okay, that one kind of slipped. We want to make sure it's lined up properly. We're going to go straight across like that. Now, remember, we used our cheap tape because in using that, it's going to kind of keep this from moving out of our, out our way too much. And sometimes when you take and you move your heating element around, you don't want it to slip because that will cause ghosting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our Teflon sheet back down one more time. Remember, you want to kind of find out where you at. So we kind of want to go, we're starting right here. So we're going to put it right here. And we're going to go to right here. So I'm going to take and put my tape right here again. So I know from here to here is where we are sublimating at. And we're going to take Arthur again. And we're going to start from right here. And while I'm talking to y'all talking to me, we're going to keep going over that. Who is next? It's M&T Cooking. If it's not in the chat, I did put it in the chat somewhere. But if one of my mods had dropped it already. 6 Bowls. Much love to the beautiful host and respect to the chat. Thank you, 6 Bowls. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Grammy, for coming in. If y'all have had a wonderful time and a wonderful journey, please stay in. Come on and sit down sometimes and look around. You might like something. You might can learn something. You might enjoy something. We can probably chit chat, do a couple of lives, whichever one works. If you have any questions, in my bio, I do have an email address. And at any given time, if you want to drop me a line, I do answer my emails. And under all of my videos, I do answer back. So y'all just let me know what y'all would like to do, what y'all would like for me to work on next. You can also drop a chat if you like to. You said they live now. Am I over my time, y'all? Oh, I do apologize. I just been going on and on and on, y'all. Well, I really hope y'all have enjoyed y'all time here. Thank you, Educated Natural. I had no idea that I was going over my time. I do appreciate y'all. Let me hurry up and show y'all this. Since y'all had so much faith in me. Here go the faith. And I appreciated y'all coming. I hope y'all will come again. And thank you so much. And as I always say when I end all of my videos, be safe in these YouTube streets. Thank you for coming. I appreciate y'all.